been waiting. No other one that's come around can do the things you do. Who keep come around, we smoke a lot. Canadian pot, jeans and bum. Catch a wine, dance along. Bounce along, baby, bounce along. Wine and dine, made your mind. It's a clear sign that no other one that's come around can do the things you do. Nobody else can match my energy. Cheesy come on, yeah, yeah. Cheesy come on, yeah, yeah. We up all night and still we tryna be busy on the AM. Cheesy come on, yeah, 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 yeah. Cheesy come on, yeah, yeah. Cheesy come on, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Cheesy come on, yeah, yeah. Cheesy come on, yeah.
I've been faded, serenaded, celebrated. Ooh, very patient. See, I'm not so complicated. Ooh, kakwama on my mind. Your toes are juicy, align. Moyo kapiga sign. Kisha underline. Only free because you let me be. That's the love I want for me. Long time was so baridi. Can't deny the chemistry. Ukakwama on my mind. Tuka alive. Tuka bigger sign.
Nobody else can match my energy. Cheesy come on, yeah, yeah. Cheesy come on, yeah. We up all night and still we tryna be busy on the AM. Cheesy come on, yeah, 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 yeah. Cheesy come on, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Cheesy come on, yeah, yeah. Cheesy come on, yeah, yeah. Cheesy come on, yeah, yeah. Come on, yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Cheesy come on, yeah, yeah. Cheesy come on, yeah.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
A very good morning, a very good morning. That's my attempt to sing for you guys because you've joined us, but maybe I just need to keep sticking to bathroom records. And let's leave singing to Polaris because that was Polaris playing right here on Power Radio. Good morning, good morning. On this very beautiful Wednesday morning, the sun is out, so I cannot complain. You know, lately Nairobi weather has been giving a lot of London, and I'm like, why are you gloomy? But it's so good to see the sun out from where I'm at. My name is Wanyoike, officially welcoming you to the Pawa Morning Drive show. We kick it off right now with some traffic updates, and then you know how we do, kama kawaida, we get into discussing the day's local and international news. Remember, you can get in touch with us on our social media handles. We are at Power Radio, across Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, as well as X. You can also find this live broadcast on our YouTube channel. We are at Power Radio. And you can also head out to our website, www.power254.org/Power Radio, to get some of the niceness of tuning in and powering up. And speaking about tuning in and powering up, let's get into the day's traffic updates so that we see exactly who needs to get to work before the other. We obviously start off with Thika Road. Kama kawaida, it's always very bumper to bumper, but at least naona leo msongamano tu iko tu pale kutoka the Kariobangi Ruaraka Junction as you go towards KCA University down to towards Pangani, but it's not as heavy. It's not as heavy as I would expect it to be. I think, people have started going for their holidays and whatnot. No? Or is it just me? I'm not so sure. We also have, can see from Nyayo Estate, as you go towards the Imara Daima, from the Nairobi Expressway into... where is this road? Into Manyanja Road. Things are looking quite busy this morning. If you can avoid that route, kindly do. I can also see that Mombasa Road is looking hefty, actually, from Capital Center down all the way till huku ni wapi, Bellevue. Vitu kidogo msongamano imezidi pale. The same situation is happening along Ngong Road. Kwanza leo imeshikana kutoka Naivasha Road all the way till Junction Mall down towards Radisson Blue Hotel around Upper Hill. Things are looking quite hectic in this morning. So if you can find an alternative route, kindly do so. Lower Kabete Road pia kumeshikana kidogo pale as you go from Ketsuru Estate down towards Spring Valley Police Station. Things are looking bumper to bumper. The same goes for Limuru Road, but akujashikana vile sana. Just a little bit of a snarl up from... where is this? Village Market as you go towards the United Nations Avenue, down towards Karura Forest. DCI kama kawaida kumeshikana. So it's quite heavy, actually. Heavy presence there of traffic from DCI all the way till Muthaiga intersection down towards Pangani. All right, so that is the situation happening on our roads. Remember, the hashtag to use is hashtag Pawa Morning Drive. Let's get some music. If I sound a little bit low, it's because I'm not feeling so well, but we had to show up because of you. Because you always show up for us. So let me get my producer to play for me some upbeat songs so that I can maybe come alive. Probably some Kampula is along the way. Keep it Power Radio. We'll be right back with the day's news, local and international news roundup. This is Power Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Wanipigia sishiki, wanitumia ujumbe sijibu. Sijui ni kwa nini, I wish ningekuwa na majibu. I don't want to disappoint you, so I would rather avoid you, but believe me, I feel you. Na ni kweli ninajaribu, lakini moyo wangu huenda du. Every time I think of me and you, I'm afraid that I am going to love you, then later I am going to lose you. Moyo wangu huenda du. Every time I think of me and you, I'm afraid that I am going to love you, but I'm gonna try and give a chance utandolwa miluka kifuna ukupumelela My brain goes 100 miles an hour. I think of everything that could go sour. My heart really wants this to work out, and I'm terrified of getting a blackout. Lord, forgive me, I have been running away from my true feelings, and it's time to stop being afraid and face my true self. Lakini moyo wangu huenda du. Every time I think of me and you, I'm afraid that I am going to love you, then later I am going to lose you. Moyo wangu huenda du. Every time I think of me and you,
I'm afraid that I am going to love you, but I'm gonna try. And give a chance. Try for you. 'Cause I'm gonna try for you. I'm gonna give my love to you.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Don't stop, stop. Don't stop, stop.
This party don't stop. This party don't stop. This party don't stop.
Here we go. See, I'm loving what you do to me, so if it's cool, let me know. We can't take it to the VIP because the party don't stop till 3. Meaning you're in the crib all over me. CIBTRIPPER, and we are CAMP to the moolah. We blow this bazooka. It's crazy, baby, how I'm on you like Slim to shit. Yeah. So let me see your head bob, 'cause this party don't stop. 'Cause tonight, you better bring somebody to the club. To the club. 'Cause tonight, we're calling everybody, so get up. Alright.
This party don't stop. Don't stop. This party don't stop. It goes on. This party don't stop. Don't stop. This party don't stop. It goes on and on.
Let me give your body a job, employ a new technique. Work it, rock it like a cradle in bed. I need a free. Wait a minute, let me clarify. The way you maneuver, I can't deny. So scream from the top of your lungs and maybe I'll pacify ya. Take over, my baby, it ain't over. No fat lady, navigate to the floor, make your way. Dilate, give me more A-OK. It ain't fair, the way you're shaking it and moving it, baby. Make them stare. Step up in the building, everybody, and go up. Then it's you better bring somebody to the club. To the club. 'Cause tonight, we're calling everybody, so get up. Alright.
This party don't stop. Don't stop. This party don't stop. It goes on and this party don't stop. Don't stop. This party don't stop. It goes on and on.
So get your hands up. Get ready to party on the dance floor, jamming till 6 in the morning.
So get your drinks up.
Don't spill on nobody. Hit the bar, get some girls, 'cause the bottles we poppin'. But I'm a little bit too bubbly. So all the ladies look lovely, but can't tell if they ugly. Cause someone get these girls off of me. Meet me by the bar, baby girl, round 3 now. Let's go get some shots. Drink up, cause you know the party don't stop.
Tonight, you better bring somebody to the club.
To the club.
Cause tonight, we calling everybody, so get up. Alright. This party don't stop. Don't stop. This party don't stop. It goes on. This party don't stop. Don't stop. This party don't stop. It goes on and on. Don't stop. It goes on and on. Don't stop. It goes on and on.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
I'm a gentleman. I'm a gentleman. Healthy na kunywa get to my vitamins. Mgenge sipenda get my vitamin. Don't go fresh. Napiga shower na dunge meresh. Most buga sinaga trash. Ata my skin tone high naga raw. Shit, I like your mini skirt. Relax, sipenda get my shortcut. The moon akana mimi the more na kuhet uko set uko fresh. Kaspel kako ko kampo na mo ed. Mademu wangu si wachapi sweep. Mio cheers now zip. Chekini nimefunga zip. Weniambie sinani anakujaga na nani kwa nani. Nasikiaga na mpiaga nini kwa nini. Leo wewe umedunga kamini bila nini. Usiulize nini, usiulize minini. I'm a gentleman, yes I am. Nipate baby kwenye bar. Uliza shorty what you drinking. You know you're rolling with a gentleman. Now uliza utapewa nini. Nipate baby kwenye bar. Uliza shorty what you drinking. What you drinking, shorty? You know you're rolling with a gentleman. Now uliza utapewa nini. Hey yo, ladies and gentlemen, introducing Flash of the gentleman, madam wananipenda. Oh yeah, I'm a ladies man. Always niko kazi, so yeah, I'm a businessman. Wananitaka Flash, yeah, the Superman. Jua toto niko nao, niwe Superman. Nikiwa kwenye bar, venye miuka, venye miuva, ay, swaga balam. Baby unakunywa nini? Pewa unachotaka kwani iko nini? Pose, si atina kukatia. Bani kukupata siwezi mind pia. Baby unakunywa nini? Pewa unachotaka kwani iko nini? Pose, si atina kukatia. Bani kukupata siwezi mind pia. Siwezi mind mama. Nipate baby kwenye bar. Uliza shorty what you drinking. What you drinking mama? You know you're rolling with a gentleman. Now uliza utapewa nini. Nipate baby kwenye bar. Uliza shorty what you drinking mama. You know you're rolling with a gentleman. Now uliza utapewa nini.
In your lifetime, girl, hii ni chance. Yes, only chance ya kuroll na a gentleman. Come close, mami tupate dance. Yes, baby doll, mini wako all night. I keep my swag right, all white. Na leo nina date na Snow White. Rare kind, born eye. Ladies go mental, smiles all dental. We getting sentimental, katempo kako gentle. Mini yule, tangu shule. Pata notice sasa baby come tule. Mini yule, tangu shule. Pata notice sasa baby come tule.
Nipate baby kwenye bar. Uliza shorty what you drinking. You know you're rolling with a gentleman. Now uliza utapewa nini. Nipate baby kwenye bar. Uliza shorty what you drinking. You know you're rolling with a gentleman. Now uliza utapewa nini. I got you baby. Cause I got you. Mama, what you drinking. I got you.
trips and young romances, breakups and second chances. Our rhythm steers through all these years. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat only forever. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat. My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? Bringing the one din din and the boom boom boom. Adding manya titi, then it's me and you. My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? Is it good? Heartbeats and stolen glances, oceans and wedding marches. Our music plays through all these days. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat only forever. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat. My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? Bringing the one din din and the boom boom boom. Adding manya titi, then it's me and you. My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? Is it good? If you wanna know the power of my love, it's not a feeling, it's an action word. You can never give it to me too much, too much. If you wanna know the power of my love, it's not a feeling, it's an action word. You can never give it to me too much, too much. My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? My Isukuti love. If you wanna know the power of my love, it's not a feeling, it's an action. My Isukuti love. Give it to me too much, too much.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
F what a hater say. Sipping on that haterade. I'm tipsy off that Tanqueray and Alizé. I'm hella paid. Pair of J's on me as I hit the stage. Hella bait. Toast to the hard work, so every day we celebrate. I'm just a dream chaser trying to reach paper. A few years ago, you know we hadn't seen better, so I had to get up. Hustling never seemed better. I'm fed up, but it won't get the best of me, my nigga. I live a fast life, if you can see. Mula team holding down Africa from the east, please. You know we're trying to stack up all the G's, getting money overseas. Mikey told me had a dream. Luther King, we
And if
believe.
I'm gonna make it worth it, then I gotta go hard. Got my city on my back. If you feel me, holla back. I do it for the 250. We hold it down.
Hold me down, you know we holding it down.
We hold it down.
Hold me down, you know we holding it.
We hold it down.
Hold me down, you know we holding it down.
Hold it down.
Hold me down, you know we holding it. Holding it. See, I gotta get that dough. Your money been the motive. Mama told me take it slow, boy. Keep your options open. Now we be all up inside your TV with a couple more beanies.
while we treat them haters like Stevie Wonder. Why these niggas bother anymore? Tell your triple shopper man, Gary better know that we swaggy, nigga out here swaggy. Tucci's rolling doobies with some beanies in the backseat. But I don't trust these bitches. I don't trust these bitches. I don't trust these bitches, cause they might catch me slipping. But you already know, Camula, that's that 2-5 flow. Yeah, not Ruby Town. You know we holding it.
And if I'm gonna make it worth it, then I gotta go hard. Got my city on my back. If you feel me, holla back. I do it for the 2-5 flow. We hold it down.
Ruby Town. You know we holding it down.
Hold it down.
Ruby Town. You know we holding it.
Hold it down.
Ruby Town. You know we holding it down.
Hold it down.
I swear I've been waiting for this moment since I was 12 now. Rock a snapback, folk a fitted, let your brain smile. And we just glad you finally listened, cause you chose style. 5 mighty kids been on a mission while they talk slow. You spit, I vomit, have you on it, dog, I breathe rhymes. No Superman, just rapaholic, see my team shines. So now I'm sipping gin and tonic, we don't squeeze limes. This life's been bitter for a nigga, but I'm still fine. I hope you learn the basics. Boy, them A to Z's, your 1 to 3s ain't talking about the Matrix. Thanks to KOC, oh yes indeed, I've graduated to MC. Living my dreams, glory to G.O.D.
And if I'm gonna make it worth it, then I gotta go hard. Got my city on my back. If you feel me, holla back. I do it for the 2-5 flow. We hold it down.
Ruby Town, you know we holding it down.
Hold it down.
Ruby Town, you know we holding it.
Hold it down.
Ruby Town, you know we holding it down.
Hold it down.
Ruby Town, you know we holding it.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Usiku wa joto, usiku wa manane, usiku usioishia, katikati ya Julai, tulikuwa na furaha, hatuku stress na uhai, tulijua tu city lights ya Nairobi, they shine so bright. Remember dancing in the moonlight up until the sunrise, strobe lights glaring oh so bright, katikati ya July, ya July, ya July, ya July. Skin to skin, follow the beat the whole night. Oh, we'd be disco queens, but that was way before our time. Our life is ours, so we take it. So let's run naked, paint the city pink. We deserve to take it. Let's get our lick back, fight the system, we can break it. Chase our dreams until we make it. Dancing in the moonlight up until the sunrise, strobe lights glaring oh so bright, katikati ya July, ya July, ya July,
Mighty fingers.
Jazz.
I make mountains out of molehills, and it can be quite the scene. Think about how far I've come and my life looking greater than it's ever been. If I could eat my pie in the sky, it would be just my thing. Sipping on my champagne and my life looking greater than it's ever been. My life looking greater than it's ever been. How did you rise so fast, so high, and not melt your wings in the sun? You must be Africa's son. How did you rise so fast, so high, and not melt your wings in the sun? They say you must be an African. They say you must be Africa's son. They say you must be an African. They say you must be Africa's son. You must be an African. I don't know about my haters, but they should know about me. Keep me humble, oh God. My life looking greater than it's ever been. I overflow flavor. My pockets are full of greed. Even on my worst day, my life looking greater than it's ever been. My life looking greater than it's ever been. How did you rise so fast, so high, and not melt your wings in the sun? You must be Africa's son. How did you rise so fast, so high, and not melt your wings in the sun? They say you must be an African. They say you must be Africa's son. They say you must be an African. They say you must be Africa's son. You must be an African. You're jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back. If you're jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back. If you're jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back. If you're jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back. If you're jealous, don't hold me back. Jealous, don't hold me, no, no, no. If you're jealous, don't hold me back. I'm saying, please don't jealous me. Please don't jealous me. I'm singing, please don't jealous me. Please don't jealous me. I'm singing, please stop jealous me. If you're jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back.
Yo, back with another ba bum ba bum bum. Back with another ba bum ba bum bum. Back with another one ba bum ba bum bum. Let's get it ba bum ba bum bum. Gotta be a lane to chasing a Mary Jane, chasing a Mary Jane, to chasing a Mary Jane. Gotta be a lane 'cause I really like the way, I really like the way your music is insane. Gotta be a lane to chasing a Mary Jane, chasing a Mary Jane, to chasing a Mary Jane. Gotta be a lane 'cause I really like the way, I really like the way your music is insane. Joe, how do you think, Joe, Joe? What can you push about this girl I know, about this girl called Mary Jane, about the
She says she's okay. I don't believe her. There's just something about the way she turned her back on me. I know in my mind I'll never leave her. There's just something about the way we love each other right. And even though we fight all night and day, I know sometimes in love there can be pain. And even though we need a little break, I know that you'll come back to me. You know that I'll come back to you. 'Cause that's when you'll start to feel my love. Feel it. That's when you feel it. That's when you'll start to feel my love. Feel it. That's when you feel it. Na 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 na.
Usiponipenda nitapendwa na nani? Nitakuwa mgeni wa nani? Ukiwa mbali nami nabaki tabani. Ona nahisi kisirani hawa haina maana. Mimi na wewe kuzozana, mbona tunasimangana? Hatuwezi semezana my love, haina maana. Mimi na wewe kuzozana, mbona tunasimangana? Hatuwezi semezana.
And even though we fight all night and day,
I know sometimes in love there can be pain. And even though we need our rain, I know that you come back to me. And you know that I'll come back to you. That's when you start to feel my love. Feel it. That's when you feel it. That's when you start to feel my love. Feel it. That's when you feel it.
and even if we fight all night and day, I know sometimes in love there can be pain. And even if we need a little break, I know that you come back to me. You know that I'll come back to you. And that's when you start to feel my love.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
That is Sauti Sol with Feel My Love, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive show. My name is Wanyoike. So let's just go through the day's local and international news roundup, and I begin today with the Daily Nation on page 6. There's a story there about why members of parliament rejected anti-demos bill. Now, the Assembly and Demonstration Bill 2024 seeks to repeal sections 5 and 6 of the Public Order Cap 56 and give police sweeping powers to prevent demonstrators from going to a different location or from deviating from the route specified in their notice. It also outlines a tedious and long process of seeking permission from the police, which includes 3 days prior notice. Any person who intends to hold an assembly or demonstration would be required to notify the regulating officer in advance by providing full names and physical address, as well as those who will control the demonstrators. Of course, that was never going to go anywhere. According to Article 37 of the Kenyan Constitution, we do have the right to protest, and freedom to protest provides the right for everybody to picket. And so that bill impotelea tu mbali hivyo. So there's no way that doesn't you can't control people from switching lanes when they go to protest. It just doesn't work like that. It cannot work like that. It doesn't make sense. It's another attempt of sort of plying on the freedoms of Kenyans, which we're not going to have. But moving quite along, we have a story here about Namibia's presidential election. We have another woman president from Africa that is on when, what was it? Ruling party, Namibia's ruling party, SWAPO party, led both the presidential and parliamentary races yesterday, a week after voting took place in an election marred by technical challenges. SWAPO, which has governed the Southern African nation since leading it to independence from apartheid South Africa in 1990, fielded Vice President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah as its presidential candidate. And of course, we already saw that she got a whooping landslide win. And so, yes, I think we're seeing a lot of, there's such a surge of women coming into top positions of power. We just saw that in, was it Colombia the other day? And we love to see it. We love to absolutely see it. And so that story leads us to the end of our discussions for today. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we get into our day's conversation. Today, we are joined by a team from the Africa Youth Leadership Forum, AYLF. And we'll be looking at civic education, youth-led civic education, and particularly its impact within communities. You do want to stick around for that kind of conversation. See you after the break.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Niko na visa, niko kwa simu na nasikia bashi meshika. Je, kuna madem, kuna maniga, maodine wamekuja kuchachisha. Ninajificha, sitaki picha, kubabae, sitaki vita. Nashikisha na mavela mabichwa, na tukishikwa joma bel Mona Lisa. Tutoke BND, twende BNB, niko DND, usijam. I will be RB, I will be RB.
Mihadarati zishaanza kunidanganya hadi najishuku sana, zimelipu zimenichanganya napenda vitu si ufanya vile inafaa. Erobog na matin. Eyo naka. Erobog na matin. Abiro kikomando, kiritala jumi niko na mado, wenye vipindi na musonge kando, esima tu sama poso chopo, chololo, chololo. Nobody can party like we do. Omoke girumba ko kwarawe blues, kinena kalingi kipani ya sim. Meditation yaka bed ni soya design bololo, anebo che bololo. So please no, okadwa jo machendo oh bololo, anebo che bololo. So please no, okadwa jo machendo oh. Mihadarati zishaanza kunidanganya hadi najishuku sana. Zimelipu, zimenichanganya eti. Napenda vitu si ufanya.
Miadarati zishaanza kunidanganya hadi najishuku sana. Zimelimbu Maximus. Hey, and na. Cordon, yeah. Cordon. BNB, Nico DND.
Mutoto ya Pamela.
I'll be right back. Tell him I'll be woo.
Jealousy, always comparing myself to you. Sometimes I feel like I overdo. Sometimes I feel like I'm over you. Sangin I feel like I have no clue. Sangin miwaga moods. Sometimes I act a fool. Sangin ninachoma sana. Sometimes tunakosana. Sometimes I act too cool. Sangin you act a fool. Sometimes you drive me crazy. I swear I drive you crazy. Consistency. Consistently consistent. Consistency. Consistent. Day by day. 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 Consistently. Anxiety. Naanza tabia za self-sabotage. Naanza tabia za overjudge. Naanza kujifungia. Naanza kujikazia. Mwenzio nafunga hisia. Sometimes I feel so blue. Sometimes I have no clue. Sangine unachoma sana. Sometimes tunakosana. Sangine ninapotea. Sometimes unanikosea. Sometimes you drive me crazy. I swear I drive you crazy. Consistently consistent. Consistency. Consistent. Day by day. 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 Consistently.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
I bumped into the
handsome. Gave me his number, I gave him my name. That marked the beginning of such a beautiful thing. I don't know what I'm feeling when he's around. My head touches the ceiling, far back to the ground. Is it love or just infatuation? Whatever it is, I just love the singing. Jana moja nane, jana moja nane. Tell you some more about my African king. I love his big brown eyes and the color of his skin. I can't breathe whenever he's not around. I go weak, oh yeah, whenever he comes around. I don't know what I'm feeling when he's around. My head touches the ceiling, far back to the ground. Is it love or just infatuation? Whatever it is, I just love the sensation. Jana moja nane, jana moja nane. Sikuli nane, siyogi nane. And I'm so glad he's my rock, he's my power, he's my warrior king. He's got my back, he's no coward. He's my up on me, baby. Coffee skin like a Howard. He's my hero, my strength. He's my African Jack Bauer. And I don't know what I'm feeling when he's around. My head touches the ceiling, fall back to the ground. Is this love or just infatuation? Whatever it is, I just love the sensation. Jana moja nane, jana moja nane. Sikuli nane, siyogi nane. Nampenda nane, nampenda nane. What I'm feeling, yeah. Oh, to the ceiling, yeah. Oh, nampenda, yeah.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
No disturbance. Leo ni lazima nile nyama, kisha nimalizie na shada. Nimeshajinyimanga sana, musef sana, fosu sana. You know forever I got my mama. Sitaki madeni ya madrama, natuma za mama na pesa za chama. Akiana ni maisha ya city, tunaishingi 50-50. Takaribishwa na mwizi ama wajanja na mafisi. Wasichana wa pretty, wananipa mwenye kiti. Wanaonanga niko fiti, hawezi nieka chini. Viva la vida, la vida, la vida. Alhamdulillah nimeiva, nimepiga luku nimeshiba. Dua langu leo limefika. Amina, amina. Alhamdulillah nimeiva, nimekula fiti nimeshiba. Dua langu leo limefika. Amina, amina. Amina, amina. Kashandeka koset, nishalipa na rent. Leo nimeshinda bet, sasa wapi weekend? Kamsupa kako wet, kanataka nikapet. Nikavalishe pete, kisho pewe mashete. Va nekwangwete. Unawasha moto, sasa wacha nipepete. Nibebeshe, niichezeshe. Maisha raha, washa kitu vitu chekeshe. Akiana ni maisha ya city, tunaishingi 50-50. Takaribishwa na mwizi ama wajanja na mafisi. Wakubwa wa maofisi wananita mwenye kiti. Wanaonanga niko fiti, hawezi nieka chini. Viva la vida, la vida, la vida. Alhamdulillah nimeiva, nimekula fiti nimeshiba, dua langu leo limefika. Amina, amina, alhamdulillah nimeiva, nimepiga luku nimeshiba, dua langu leo limefika. Amina, amina.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Alrighty, welcome back to Power Radio. That is Vida La Vida by Ben Sol, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Pawa Morning Drive show. My name is Wanyoike, and I am so excited because my guests are already in studio with me. But before I get them to introduce themselves, remember you can get in touch with us on our social media handles. We are at Power Radio across Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, as well as X. You can also find us on our YouTube channel. If you've not yet subscribed, kindly head out to our YouTube channel. It's Power Radio. Search for Power Radio, PAWA Radio. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, so that whenever we go live, you are notified. And for the website lovers, you are Tujawasahau. We are on our website streaming live, www.power254.org/Power Radio. All right. My guests are already in the studio, and I'm quite excited. Every Wednesday we do something to do with engagement, community engagement, and what's happening on that space and on that front. And so I will allow my guests to introduce themselves. They are one you've seen before, another one you haven't yet seen before, at least not on this Power Radio platform. Habari yenyu wakuru? Mko salama?
Kabisa.
Karibuni sana.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you.
karibuni. I will start with you. Introduce yourself for those who might have forgotten who you is.
My name is Derrick Onsarigo. I'm a fellow at Ajibika Leadership Program. I'm also a geopolitical enthusiast, and also I'm into EdTech.
Awesome.
Yes, thank
Cool.
you.
And the other Derrick. I'm here with two Derricks, just two Derricks and an Anne hanging out together on a Wednesday morning.
Thank you so much for having me in the show.
Yeah.
I'm Derrick Kinyua. I'm also part of the Ajibika Fellowship and Leadership Program that deals with decision making and doing rollouts in communities. So I'm really, really excited to be part of this conversation. Yeah.
Awesome. Karibuni sana.
Thank you.
So since we last spoke with you specifically, you are still on the you are getting into the final stages of the program.
Yep.
So could you tell us what the current phase of the program is looking like for you guys?
Yeah. So at the moment, Ajibika Leadership Program is coming to its final stages.
Yeah.
What we are doing at the moment is we are collecting data. We are doing what we call social audit, which is collecting information on how people perceive and how much they know about government, about laws in the country, and how they apply and governance.
Yeah.
And then we've also been doing by the end of last week, we've been doing community barazas in our local communities. One was organized in Limuru, another one Machakos, in Nairobi, and also in Nakuru, I believe. Yes, so we are in the final stages, and so far it's been amazing, and we are seeing real impact in the communities and the work that we're doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mr. Kinyua, you've started rolling out the program in your community as well?
Yeah.
Where are you implementing it?
We implemented our program at Limuru. We did a community baraza in Limuru. We had a very engaging sessions on the lawmaking process in Kenya. We were also looking at the IBC structure, voting registration, and just some of the mainstream issues that people face or people feel should be addressed on the IBC, like manipulation, votes.
Yeah, and what was the... First of all, it looks as if Limuru... I was reading an article the other day that Limuru is the hotbed of everything messy. just the other day, people almost, there was a funeral. The former deputy president was there in attendance, and a lot of drama erupted. And this is not something that only happened last week. It's been happening a lot. So I'm curious to find out what are some of the topics that you are able to cover with the people of Limuru.
Thank you for asking. For during the sessions, we're able to mostly cover on voting and registration through the IBC because
which we don't have
currently. We were having that discussion on if we should, because we were trying to recently. The government has been trying to repeal Article 39 of the Constitution, which tries to remove the live streaming of tallying of elections. So we were having a very thorough discussion on that.
Yeah.
Because there's a digital divide. Some people were thinking if we go through the old school method, then the polling station officers will have too much power and they can easily be incited with greed and corruption. Others felt like if we go too online, too digital, then they could easily be hacked, like a case study on what happened in the USA when in 2016 allegedly Russian hackers were hired by, I think, some
Cambridge Analytica.
Exactly. So there was that very huge, very unpopular discussion that we were having.
Yeah.
And some people are feeling it was a very feisty discussion, and some people had different opinions. And the story for Murima came in.
Hey, Muliguza Murima. Hey,
Murima. So,
okay.
It was very feisty.
Right.
We were able to have a very feisty discussion on that mostly.
Yeah. And what was the turnout of young people?
We had anticipated 40, at least 40, but we did 30, and 99% were between the age of 18 to 23. So the turnout was good. The issue was some of them walikuwa taka kuwa SEM because they were doing the exam. We'll have had higher turnout, but due to that reasons.
Yeah. Right, Mr. Onsarigo.
Yes.
Because this is youth-led community engagement and civic education. Could you speak to us about why it's important for the young people to take lead on such matters? Taking the responsibility to learn about governance and go and teach the communities to learn about politics, and to go and share it with the communities to learn about policies, constantly learning so that you can go and engage communities on that level. So why is it important that we have this kind of framework of youth-led civic education vis-a-vis maybe an organization from somewhere coming into communities? Because, there's a difference.
Of course,
Yeah.
So, AYLF and under the Ajibika Leadership Program, we are targeting the youth especially because what we noticed from research and also from just observation, what we are seeing currently in the country is that the youth are not really taking part in governance and leadership and democratic processes in the country. And also there's a lot of youth voter apathy when during elections. And the reason why we are targeting the youth, because primarily they are the largest constituent, the largest constituent we have. At the same time, going into the future, the youth are the ones who will take these leadership positions. They have to be able to understand how governance works. They have to be
decision makers.
Yeah. And whatever the people that we have currently, the old men, let me just call the old men and women in governance, the decisions that are making will affect especially the youth, who are starting life right now. So if the youth do not take part in decision-making process, someone else will decide their future.
Right.
And that, I don't think that will really look good for us. So that's why we are doing all these barazas everywhere, and especially we are targeting the youth, not really the older people, because we want them to know how the law-making process works, to be able to contribute to that. We want them to know how the budget-making process works, to be able to have their needs prioritized in the budget-making process. We want them to know about the electoral cycles and why they need to vote. and why their vote matters in the ballot. So yeah, that's why we are targeting the youth. And the importance of this all these engagements is because, number one, we foster social accountability. We want the youth to be at the forefront in holding the government accountable. At the same time, we are building social cohesion, something that is really lacking currently in the country. And also we are promoting civic and political rights that we have. We have noticed, let me say, I don't want to say that this country, we are in a democratic state, but there are some authoritarian
on paper.
There are some authoritarian tendencies that we have witnessed in the country.
Yes.
A good example is what you've said, that there's a law being proposed and is soon to be tabled in Parliament to remove the tallying of votes, live tallying of votes. So that is really retrogressive and contrary to our democratic principles. So by us having these youthful engagements in the communities, we are trying to protect these political rights and also make the young people aware of their political rights and also protect the civic spaces, which is really important.
Yeah.
But our primary aim is to boost social accountability, especially by the youth. We want the youth to lead these social accountability efforts. Yes.
Yeah. And if I could pick your brain, Mr. Derrick Kinyua, about just that vein on social accountability, specifically from a youth angle, what would a proper framework or of social accountability look like for young people? Because I always feel like, these things are, we write them in documents, they sound very nice somewhere in the clouds, but kwa ground vitu zinakuanga very different. So as you go out to educate young people and engage young people, what are some of the approaches that you use to kind of foster that social accountability towards young people, and how do they then get to a place where now it's implementation and not just we've given you the education and then we leave you?
Thank you so much for that question. To create that very integrated social cohesion, maybe with the youth, it requires proper education. Like not just it requires a continuous registration education on how to deal with accountability, especially because youth have access to social media. They can easily create online campaigns. They can, and through the social media platforms like Twitter, using Twitter Spaces to shout out, to make certain claims. If a leader they've seen doing something wrong, they can, or doing something that's politically wrong, I would say, they can easily shout out through social media and have a voice, because it's very, very important. We taught the youth that were there that it's very, very important for you to raise your voice. Your voice is what matters, and collectively together, then our voices will matter. So I think the continuous education, having those Twitter Spaces, having talks with some of these leaders, especially barazas and these forums, where we can hear them and fully put them on the test, and asking them questions, we'll be able to really hold them accountable.
Wow. And Onsarigo, what is your assessment of, the state of young people when it comes to having this, for example, town halls and community discussions and forums? Are the people that you meet, are they aware of what happens? Are they interested? Are they excited? What is your assessment, especially young people? Like, I'm curious to just figure out what a Kenyan youth, maybe pale mashinani, anafikiria nini, because at the end of the day, manze, we are living in a very tricky economy. Let's even talk about issues of unemployment of young people, right? We are churning out thousands and thousands of young people from universities to go out there and look for jobs to no avail.
Of course.
We are not talking about unemployment, we are talking about underemployment, right? So I'm thinking a young person who maybe anasaka do time ya kukaa chini kufikiria stories za process ya budget making process haki inapatikana wapi. So could you speak to us about these imbalances within our system and how we can make sure that the next generation does not have to face such problems?
So let me just say, the change that we want begins with us. And really, as much as we have all these problems, we are at this state. There's no way we can take a backseat and say we didn't create this problem, so let the people, the initiators of the problems, deal with it. Because the future is ours, because we are the ones starting life. And from my assessment of what is happening in the mashinani, the young people really don't know much about what is happening in the country. And I attribute that to the way the government has been disseminating information. What we are conducting, the barazas. The barazas, in simple terms, it means a public gathering in the most local level, in the most basic local level in the community.
So you're bridging a gap.
We are bridging a gap.
Okay.
And the barazas, I would say, they are a very potent tool, a very good platform for the people to know what is really going on in the country. And they used to happen very much often long time ago. Squeezy, somehow, I don't know. I think the government, with time, the government noticed that, people also, if people know too much, they will hold the government accountable so much. And but the community barazas are really important because they create this awareness that we need the young people to have. And my assessment has been, they are not really informed. They even don't know how the local governments work, that is the county government. And us bringing this information, we are able to foster this, what I was talking about, the social accountability, social cohesion, and also one thing that I noticed, which is also very important, it helps reduce political manipulation, especially when the MPs go back to the villages to campaign. They come up with funny technical terms which the young people cannot understand. So we break it down for them. And
broad-based.
What
is that?
And I think this is the approach that this government, let me say, had in mind. When you talk about the bottom-up economic approach or the bottom-up approach of handling things, is that the conversation starts from the local level.
Right.
But what we're having in the country is that things
starts from the top.
Which
is a problem.
These things like the Shifsha came from the top. Adani came from the top.
Right.
Impeachment of the Rigadi came from the top. Everything. It's coming from the top and it's being imposed on us. So by us having these conversations at that local level, we're able to help the young people know what's going on in the country. For example, I'm sure it's not statistically proven, but I'm sure with my own thinking, I think 90% of the young people or the older people really don't, not the young people, the older people in the community really don't know that we're having a campaign on gender-based violence currently in the country. They don't know there's this conversation on GBV. And the community baraza is the best platform.
Avenue.
The best avenue for the people to know. So the more often we conduct these things, the more we can start having this social change, starting from the grassroots level. And that's how we can create impact. And for me, according to me, even given if you even look at the past campaigns that started at the grassroots level, for example, I'll give the Pamoja Tuangamize Ukimwi campaign that was initiated by Kibaki 2003.
I still remember.
It was.
I think I was in primary school.
Of course.
And there was a lot of poems. About that.
You see. And so every young person in the country knew there's something called AIDS
ukimwi.
and there's something called, there are contraceptives, CD, all these things. But when now it comes to political conversations, the government doesn't really want to invest that much into community barazas, helping them know. Another campaign was the campaign for the new constitution, the Ndizi versus Chungwa campaign.
Yes.
It was everywhere. There were flyers everywhere.
Wow. The country was yellow and orange. I remember.
And there the debates were heated all the time. People are having discussions on local radio stations and then on the streets. But now when it comes to things like, the finance bill, things like the repeal, the amendments to the Elections Act, maybe to remove the tallying of votes.
Yeah.
These conversations are not happening.
Right.
And that's what we are doing. And we have noticed that gap. And we are starting these conversations in the barazas, in the communities. We are targeting the youth especially because they are the youth populace, but also the other people so that they can know what is happening nationally. We can have a national dialogue on these things.
Wow, it's so important. Yeah. Right. I want us to take a quick break, but when we come back, we will be shifting gears towards exactly that point, financing such programs, investment when it comes, whether it's social capital investment, money investment, all the things. We'll talk about how do we carve out a conversation around how to fund these programs and also a sustainability plan, because it can be expensive to always be in communities. So let's talk about that when we come back. Let's go on a short break. We'll be right back.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
My love, I want you. My love, I need you. Every time I see you, every time I see naomba nafasi mimi nicheze nawe, njoo karibu usinicheki toka mbali. Hatujuani but tonight you could be my babe. Songa nami hivyo nimekubali. Hata kama ni mara ya kwanza sisi kuonana, usiogope nipe macho yako ana kwa ana. Hata kama ni mara ya kwanza sisi kuonana, usiogope nipe macho yako ana kwa ana. Ngoma zalia nami nataka kucheza, kucha kuchwa nishazoea kesha, sakata rumba, achilia presha, tutacheza hata kama tuna pesa. Ngoma zalia nami nataka kucheza, kucha kuchwa nishazoea kesha, sakata rumba, achilia presha, hatujui kama tutaonana tena. Napenda unavyong'aa kama taa hapa when you're star. You've got me feeling things that I can't explain. Tuvitu, mavitu, I think I'm falling for you just a little. Hata kama ni mara ya kwanza sisi kuonana, usiogope nipe macho yako ana kwa ana. Hata kama ni mara ya kwanza sisi kuonana, usiogope nipe macho yako ana kwa ana. Ngoma zalia nami nataka kucheza, kucha kuchwa nishazoea kesha, sakata rumba, achilia presha, tutacheza hata kama tuna pesa. Ngoma zalia nami nataka kucheza, kucha kuchwa nishazoea kesha, sakata rumba, achilia presha, hatujui kama tutaonana tena. Kunja mifupa, kaza mshipi na tuzikwende, tukizunguka kaende, teremuka, kata kiuno, jioneshe, inuka, inuka. Ngoma zalia nami nataka kucheza, kucha kuchwa nishazoea kesha, sakata
hatujui kama tutaonana tena.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Those are the very talented Wana Vocali with Rumba, and it's playing right here on Power Radio, where we tune in and power up. This is the Pawa Morning Drive show, Kenya's biggest conversation, if we do say so ourselves. My name is Wanyoike, and I'm your host, and I am still here with the two Derricks, just two Derricks enjoying company of each other and talking about important and serious things that sometimes, get us frustrated about this country.
Yeah.
But I digress. We are here with Derrick Onsarigo and Derrick Kinyua from the Jibika Leadership Program of the Africa Youth Leadership Forum, AYLF, and we are talking about youth-led civic education, specifically into communities. You've heard about barazas, so these guys decided, what? We want to see that our country is progressing in the right direction. So we're going to do barazas, and we're going to educate Kenyans on things that matter to them. So they've been hosting community barazas in various parts of the country, talking about governance issues, democracy, social cohesion, accountability, budget making processes, everything that you need to know, but unfortunately we do not get to hear about it. And one of the reasons as to why we don't get to hear more about this is because of the investment, right? So let's shift gears now to the investment, right? Running a baraza, running such a program, of course, I can only imagine, takes a lot of money, resources, people, time. It's not just social capital, it's everything included. So, Mr. Kinyua, how do we ensure that we, on a sustainability point of view, we are looking at the right channels to invest in this kind of programs, because it is important? And how can we start having conversations around not only funding, but also investment beyond funding, right, for the kind of work that you guys are doing?
Okay. Personally, the investments that the programs that we are handling are very resource intensive. They require a lot of time, a lot of capital, and taking a lot of people. So one of the best ways I've seen that we've been able to facilitate community barazas is through fundraising. We talk to the local people. We explain to them what we're trying to do, and especially in informing the chief and the sub-chief exactly what we're doing, what the community baraza is, and how can they actively participate in helping us have a very good community baraza. So that if the chief can provide an audio system at maybe at a cheaper price, having better, if there's some ladies near Apple, if they can come and cook and they can sell us that food at a maybe discounted price. The chief can also send out some of his people to gather people to come for the community baraza. So I think in terms of investment, we will need to really work with the community to ensure that it's facilitated well, because a lot of people are very cynical about community barazas. I remember one time we recently, apart from this previous baraza, we were having a baraza, and one of the women were asking, si ni kutuchezea tu akili. So the chief was speaking, and they were very cynical about what you were saying. There was a lot of distrust. And it really showed clearly the kind of problems that they face, and also it just clearly showed a lot of problems. So I think for me, in sense, investments will be how you're able to interact with the community and how best they individually can help you, because you really need to sell out your vision for them to understand that this person wants to teach youths, or they want us to have a conversation with the chief on the kind of issues that are there, like unemployment, drug abuse. So I think you really need to sell your vision to them. I found is the most sustainable way.
Wow, thank you for that. I'm looking around democracies and how, especially African democracies, but also global democracies. There's a dispensation within which most of African democracies, we can just keep it on the continent. It feels as if there's a lot of challenges that are happening in African democracies. Yeah, you find that there are uprisings left, right, and center. Young people, like we just observed, our very own maandamano the other day. We are seeing more young voices coming and rising up to the occasion, right?
Yeah.
So with everything that is happening in governance and democracy on the continent of Africa, how do you think the work that you guys are doing, and even just the Ajibika leadership program, what do you think the program is, or rather, how do you think you're prepared? Because you've gone through the program, how do you think you're prepared to kind of enter the chat and be part of whatever is happening in the current moment that we are in democracy? Yeah.
So one of the good things I think with AYLF is that AYLF is it's not a local thing, it's not a Kenyan thing. AYLF is in Uganda, it's in Rwanda also, I believe. And let me say it's basically in East Africa. And in East Africa, in East Africa by itself, is I wouldn't say Kenya is I think Kenya is the most democratic country in East Africa. Democratic.
Democratic.
To some extent, we have democratic principles, we have this democratic culture, we have set up democratic institutions and some laws that protect those democratic values.
Yeah.
And but we still have challenges.
Right.
We have people who still want to hold on to power, people who are conniving every day, scheming on how to circumvent these democratic institutions that have been set up.
Yeah.
And that's why we're having these discussions.
Yeah.
And we are seeing what is happening in Africa. We've seen, for example, currently, I saw what is happening in South Korea. The president in South Korea has issued a martial law, and the parliament overturned it, but still is holding on to power. So it's not only a Kenyan thing, an African thing; it's a global thing.
It's global.
That authoritarianism is slowly seeping into the world and in politics. But in Africa, what we are doing and what we should do is we should normalize these conversations. We should institutionalize them. That people should have these conversations on democratic processes, decision-making processes. That is in the most local level.
Right.
And that's how we will begin. From that local level, we'll be able to rise up now the bottom-up approach, and then we'll normalize it to become part of our national dialogue. That's in Kenya. This is how we do things, and it's the way. It's our culture.
Nice.
And that way we can now what would I say? We can now transfer that culture to other countries in Africa, and in turn, Africa as a whole will start transforming. Because I remember during Maandamano, when we had our Maandamano, it started as a small thing. Within a week, it
blew up.
Wow.
To an international phenomenon.
And you saw what was happening. It started the same. The effect was felt in Uganda, and Nigerians came out, Ugandans came out
as well.
And so that's what we are trying to do, and I think it's possible because of the power of social media and so many other avenues that we have. But we need political goodwill. We need the politicians to know that this country belongs to all of us, and we need to have these conversations so that we can progress together wholly as a team.
That's right.
As a country also.
Mr. Kinyua, what do you think has been the most valuable preparation point for you by joining the AYLF Ajibika leadership program, and how is that preparing you even to get into the spaces of democracy, governance? I know your background is in international relations as well. What are some of the ways you're seeing that it's preparing you for the spaces that you're going to be taking up?
Thank you so much. For me personally, YLF has really given me some sort of platform to really learn on the decision making processes in Kenya. Recently, like we were having the community baraza, I will, and due to some of the lessons that we had with the lawyers we were being taught with through the leadership program, we had, I was able to really understand certain articles, Article 88 that deals with the IBC, Article 24 which deals with accreditation of political parties here in Kenya. Yeah. And several other articles, especially in Chapter 6 on youth governance of the Constitution. So OLF has really been important for me because without this help, without also leaders to mentor us, to come up and tell us, to give us the direction and to guide us on the best ways to deal with youths, to deal with some of the lawmaking processes. We've also learned how to write memos because we, as Ajibika leadership, we, if suppose a bill is to pass, like the finance bill, we also had a say, and we've been able to be taught on several other constitution making processes, like writing memorandums. So it's been very vital. On my IR space, I think it's given me the position to speak and to raise my voice, which is very, very important when you come to the IR international space, because your voice really matters. There's a whole conglomeration of just voices, but individually, especially when you have gone through this kind of training, you've interacted with youth, you've interacted with people within your community, you've interacted with other leaders, community leaders, pastoral religious leaders, faith-based institutions as well. You tend to have diverse perspectives. So this really gives you a very good platform to take all those diverse perspectives and to really think about what youths or what people do feel about the government, which is ideally for an IR student is, how you start. Foreign policy usually start with your own constitution first before you go to foreign policy, because it's embedded, they're very connected. So for me in my IR space, it's quite important. But ILF as the Ajibika as a leadership program has been really, really vital, especially for my confidence and for my own well-being, because personally I would not have had this opportunity to come and speak to such topics. So ILF has been very, very, very vital.
What about you? What has been your biggest takeaway from being part of the Ajibika leadership forum or program? Yeah, and you can talk to young people to join because of the things that you have learned there.
So, for me, the Ajibika leadership program has been a really great platform for me to know the problems that we have in our country and the root cause of the problems. Because I discovered in Kenya, there's a saying that they say that when a country has too many laws, it means there's a problem somewhere, or someone is trying to hide some things. Because when a country is functioning properly, you don't really need so many laws. It's because people are conniving. That's why we also have so many parastatals, UCC, we have the ODPP, we have so many. we have a lot of duplication of roles in the country because things are really not working. And for me, I've been able now to know where the root problem is, and that lies in our governance. And because everything begins and ends with governance, the person on top there. And that's why I'm encouraging the young people to really join, to be part of this conversation so that we can transform our country and be part of the change that we seek to see. And for me personally, I've been able, of course, to learn. At the same time, I've been able to build connections. I've known Wanyoike.
A good connection, definitely.
Not me being a connection. Not only my village people.
Oh my.
That's incredible.
Yes, I've met amazing people. Derrick, Kinyua,
another Derrick there.
Exactly. People are really passionate about youth in governance and our country. country. I've also been on the #1 radio talk show in
Hey,
Africa.
come on.
Hey.
The future president already said it, guys. You cannot tell us nothing.
True.
Yeah.
So it has been a good experience.
Amazing.
Very rewarding to me.
Right. Na pia 2027 ulisema uko debeni.
2027 tuko debeni kivumbi.
Kinyua, are you in the debes?
No, I'm aspiring future diplomat.
Watu wa back left. Watu wa back left huku. Wewe utaki maneno ya siasa nini kuchomwa na jua. All right. So have you started rolling out your campaign?
No, I haven't started. I have to consult
yet.
the big wigs. I get to learn from the experienced fellows. I've identified some guys. Throughout I left, I've built connection with some of the politicians who can show me the way.
Yes.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Awesome.
So it's been really rewarding to me.
That's amazing.
Professionally.
Yeah.
And also career-wise, and also into my aspirations, my political aspirations. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Wow. How are you going to be a different voice when you get into power?
When I get into power,
what are your plans? Umeanza kuuza sera mapema.
Yeah. I think one of the things I've noticed is and I highlighted this is political manipulation in our country. Politicians really they thrive on political manipulation, on creating narratives that are fake. For example, watu mama mboga serikali ni yenu. That was a fake narrative. That narrative is fake entirely.
Right.
Because they form the government, and I don't think the person at the lowest level of the socioeconomic ladder, I don't think their interests and their problems, their wars are really being taken care of by the country, because it's very much evident, given the finance bill that was being proposed, it wasn't friendly or favorable in any way to the microeconomic businesses.
Yeah.
And for me, there will be a different voice. Number one thing, I'll speak on political manipulation. I need the people to know how politicians manipulate people. I want us to have to change the politics that we have in this country. And that's our biggest problem is leadership.
Yeah.
And we have to be the change. We have to be the new leadership that will put the people at the forefront. We need to end the politics of tokenism. We need to end politics wa mtu wetu, because that has really cost us a lot. So I'm not against the Murima people. I know the Murima people, when the deputy president was ousted, the conversation was the Murima people being touched. But really, it's not. These were their own political infightings. It doesn't concern the people of Murima. The people of Murima don't need to coalesce around the deputy president because he was ousted. No, not really. They need to coalesce around their interests. The deputy president, I don't want to get too political, but really is using these his political problems to gain sympathy votes and to create a narrative that the people of Murima are being sidelined, but that's not what is happening. When we are dividing the revenue, it's divided equally. And if the people of Murima feel like, or the people from other regions feel like they are segregated, there's the equalization fund, all that. So there's this politics of mtu wetu, the politics of ethnicity really needs to end. So my voice and my politics will be to end political manipulation, and also to change the way we do things, and also to really create space for the young people to come in, bring their new and innovative ideas on how we can transform our country. For example, we were talking about the bus rapid transit system in Thika Super Highway. Napitanga huko, and I usually see that red line, and I'm like, guy mungu wangu, if only
huko ni wapi?
If only we had that system. The Nairobi commuting in Nairobi is really a big mess.
It is.
If we will have that system, I'm sure the people who are driving personal cars will prefer that one over driving their cars, and also will reduce our expenditure as a people, pesa itabai kwa mfuko, and also will also take care of our environment. So there's a lot of things that I want to initiate, the conversations that I want to start with my political career, and hopefully God will help me, and also the people will hold my hand.
For sure.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Kinyua, let's now talk about inclusion and diversity, right? Because again, we always see the same people, same voices, same ideologies, same everything, same, yeah? How can we start looking at these conversations in a way where we cater and create for thriving communities that are inclusive and also diverse, so that we, even if we're talking about the sustainability of it, you cannot sustain something that only targets a very few same kind of people, right? Yeah, so what would that inclusion and diversity opening up space look like for the kind of work that you guys are doing within the community baraza level?
That's an interesting question, especially that we're in the GBV era at the moment. How we can help marginalized communities, women, and if LGBTQ communities come up, I think is through proper integration of their voices. You're finding women, they lack a voice because this is mostly men-led, a men-led type of figure. We've had the kind of research, and you're asking ladies, what do they feel like? Have they voted? What do they feel about civic responsibilities? And they just seem dim, and they just feel like they themselves are very marginalized, and their voices are not really taken into consideration. So I feel putting them on the forefront is very, very important, especially in these community barazas, in these outings. It's very important that their voices be heard, and they actively contribute, because they are the ones who are mostly affected. They bear the brunt of most of the choices that because I think 92% of all political chairs or seats are taken by men. So they do feel the most brunt of these decisions. So we should be putting them on the forefront. We should be especially educating and giving them that opportunity to speak and coming up to raise their concerns. I will also say on marginalization is spreading that awareness of these barazas, of these forums, because you're finding that it's, if people are not aware, people are not usually aware of what's happening, and that's because either they're put on notices that no one really looks at, or they're put through online, and most of the people don't really have access to maybe the WhatsApp groups or whatever criteria is used, or whatever method is used. So for my personal experience, I think that has really hindered some of the barazas we've had, because not everyone receives that kind of information. I would suggest having a very for marginalized communities is ensuring that their concerns are actually put into place, and they have mechanisms in which, apart from just the barazas themselves, they have mechanisms in which they can report, because most people, like I was saying, are very cynical about even going to the leaders, the chiefs. They're very, very cynical about them, and they don't actually really trust them, barely trust them actually. So really fostering that trust, where a Mama Mboga can go to the chief and speak to him about some of the issues, because they go there, and maybe an ABC voter, like they're having an IBC session, and an IBC officer is there, and you just find most of them are not really delved into, because they feel like their voices are not really heard. They'll be ignored. And it's very, very important that we also put them on the forefront, because everyone needs to be part of these decisions. They get the most consequences from some of the decisions that our leaders make. So I think it's really, really important that we keep their voices heard. We ensure that they have a really good say, and you can also change some of the policies within our constitution to ensure that women are better led, they have better opportunities.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Wow. All right. As we come to the end of our show today, we are obviously in the festive season. I would like you to give a special message to young people, even as they go into the festive season. How do we keep alive the us being concerned about our country, even in the festive season, and how do we engage? I know right now there are people who are going back to Ushago, for example, and maybe those aunties that you haven't seen in 1 year, this is the time to go and replicate the information that probably they've been hearing from the barazas and stuff like that. So what would your message be for young people to engage more meaningfully, even as they do their festive activities? You can start with Kinyua and then we finalize with Onsarigo.
Okay. How we can integrate youths with. Okay.
No, how they can continue to interact with these conversations even as they go for their festivities.
So I think for me the best key will be social media. It's really, really important that people understand the power that social media has, and it also has issues. I wouldn't say there is a lot of misinformation that's really taking place. A lot of deep fakes that are being used. A lot of memes are being made that could solicit or incite some level of tribalism. So it's also really important that even as we use social media to really track the information and to really understand as we follow up, because these decisions are made, and youths just need to be on the clear. They need to understand and consistently understand what's really happening. So for me, I think the best way to move around this is, especially in the festive seasons, is social media, and having very good and conversations, or having very clear conversations with when they go back at home with some of the maybe the family, the nuclear family, to fully understand their own opinions, because we were having based on June, Morara was suggesting that we translate the constitution to different languages, and that was primarily because a lot of information that was going like Derrick Onsarigo had said, it starts from the top and not from the bottom.
Right.
So you find that most of the people, maybe Uko Ushago, don't really know what's really happening, and they don't have maybe the level of literacy to understand 200-page constitution, and it's very, very termed. The terminology is very, very specific, so they might not be able to understand. So I think being able to really translate and bring down the certain documents and certain bills that are being passed is really important, so that our own people, the people that are staying at home, can easily be taught, and they can easily learn. Because I think it's an issue that we had when we saw in the finance bill, because they weren't really aware of what's actually going to happen. And the only way youths were able to gun up the parents, the family and nuclear family, was they taught them what's in the finance bill. So it was very important. And I will also say, using of other types of social medias like TikTok, Instagram, to make more videos, to ensure that pressure only increases and doesn't decrease, because it's very important to ensure that we have an eye on our government, especially in the coming year. It's very important. So I think more videos on social media, on TikTok, that also explains on some of the rules and regulations, some of the documents and some of the bills that are passed can be very, very vital in pursuing that.
So to add on that, we are going into the festive season. Sherehe itashika, and we tend to forget everything else. Hadi tunasahau we have bills to pay on January. So yeah, people should wapige sherehe in a polite way. Wakiwa wakijua, you know, our economy is not really good and things will be piling up on us next year January. So to continue to keep the conversation going. As I said before, we should normalize these conversations kwa nyumba. People should just have conversations on governance and leadership. The same way we're having conversations on GBV, on femicide, on all these other things that are happening, our social problems. The same way we should normalize the conversations on leadership and governance. And my message now to the people and the Kenyan people and the young people in general is we should be keen. The government is really conniving, is really scheming. I saw what was happening with there was this thing on the government wanting to buy a spy program to spy on journalists and radios and TVs. And one of the ways the government really kills conversations on governance and leadership and accountability is by bringing new narratives. So when we are keen, we can control the narrative on social media, we can control the story and inaendelea on radios, on TV, and that way we'll keep the fire burning. So let's keep the fire burning by talking about it on and on. Kwa nyumba, kwa nje, the same way we used to do with Tuangamize Ukimwi campaign. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Mr. Derrick and Mr. Derrick. I couldn't wait to do that. But the two Derricks, thank you so much for coming on to Power Radio. And most specifically, thank you for the amazing work that you guys are doing. I mean, one conversation is obviously never going to be enough, you know.
Really.
So let's keep at it. Simtakuja tena. Tuambie how far we are going and what is happening on the community level. But thank you so much, guys. And also to the entire AYLF team for just raising up the next breed of leaders in the way that you do and, you know, putting all your effort, your investment into the betterment for this country. We do not take it for granted. We just want to say thank you. Na tusipoonana tena jamani, kila heri ya Christmasi. I understand that you guys are graduating this week. So it's been 8 months of intensive training. Congratulations. Is Power Radio invited?
Of course.
Tutakuja kukula mchele. Tutakuja kukula pilao. But congratulations. And we can't wait to see where you take whatever you have gotten from AYLF. And I know you're going to bring it back to us, the community. So we are pretty excited about that, guys. So asanteni sana. And to all of us who are able to tune in, to comment, to share, to like, all the things, asanteni sana. You're the reason as to why we do this thing that we do. My name is Wanyoike. I've been your host of the Pawa Morning Drive show. But not to worry, because the conversation does not end here. At 11 a.m., please join Miss Caroline Murote. She comes in with Shiversations show to talk about all things women. And then after that, we have our boys, the hood, DJ CJ Kenya, alongside Elijah Mose with Gift of Gab for all things hip hop. So you don't want to miss that. And by the way, please vote for them. They have been nominated for the Dandora Hip Hop Awards. So please just do that for that. Do that. Let's bring this thing home. Misi na la ziada, wacha niende nichukue kopo la maji. We'll see you on Friday.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
To be such a beautiful night, so I wanna stay out with you till the morning comes along. No, Zulu and Kinyua, Jopolo and hallelujah. Give me the word and a bit of me. With the money, Wanyalo Yoro. And now we made it to the mountain tops. Let me take your hands, baby, lead your way. And now we're cruising to the promised land. Mind a low, better not mind a low. And now we made it to the mountain tops. Let me take your hands, baby, lead your way. And now we're cruising to the promised land. Mind a low, better not mind a low. Kai go dire atia, kai go dire. Ya kumenya de daga kaota siri. Koi godire atia. Koi godire. Ikumenya de daga ke moto siri. Milima na mabonde, ore wa yora yora. Milima na mabonde.